Rescue 911 System 3 MPU. I've got it cobbled to a DMD on my bench, and the report on this MPU was that none of the optos were working. So I built a little test rig for the 4 opto boards that are in the game. There are 2 of them. These are really pretty nice boards. So I built this test rig for it where I've got it connected to the switch matrix. Switch drives come from the driver board, and the switch returns go to the MPU board. I've got it in test already, and the 4 LEDs on this board right now, they look like they're flickering now, but they're not actually. Those light up when the opto beam is broken, like this. You can see the end one lit up. So I'm just gonna rake down the line here, and we should see them light up one in turn. And there you go. So we know that this opto board is working. Let me get the other opto board connected. And the other opto board is now connected. So let me rake down the line for this board. And you can see each of the LEDs coming on in turn as I break the beam. One last thing to check, so let me get that connected. This is an opto pair that the client sent in, and I thank him for that, for testing. And you can see that the 4th LED on this opto board is not lit, and when I break the beam here, then it lights up. The other 3 are lit up because there are no optos attached to those circuits right now. So both opto boards, this opto pair, and the MPU are all sensing the optos correctly. One interesting thing with this test board that I built, you can see those optos don't look like the Gottlieb optos. These are Williams optos, and they are completely interchangeable with Gottlieb optos. So I'm going to connect the rest of my switch matrix testing apparatus to this board, and I'll be right back. So now I have my Pennytech switch matrix tester for System 3 that I built connected, and System 3 switch matrices have a non-square switch matrix, so that's what the extra connector's for. But I'm going to walk through column 1 now. Let me go back and get that one. Okay, column 1, and we'll see that everything's working properly there. I'm going to go through row 1, but I'm going to skip switch 4 because switch 4 is a credit button. That shows column, I just showed that column 4 is working. If I press switch 4, the credit button, it'll restart the test, and then it'll report some switches that it reports when you normally start switch test. So now I am, with one hand, connecting my other connector so that I can pick up the rows that we were missing before. So all the rows and all the columns are working perfectly. I wonder what would happen if I hit 84 here. Yeah, works perfectly. So the switch matrix on this board is working properly, and you can see that the display is working properly. So I'm going to put my silver slugger ROM back into this MPU just for final testing to make sure that it's driving the solenoids correctly, and I'll be right back. All right, now I have silver slugger ROMs in the MPU board, and you can see that the lamp matrix is working properly. So let's go through some of the other tests. Again, this is a lamp test. Looks good, not a surprise since the switch matrix is working properly. I'm going to skip the individual lamp tests. Now the solenoid test on these street level games is kind of a pain because you got to press a flipper button to advance the test to the next coil, and then press the credit button to test them all. Well, these on Silver Slugger are the pop bumper lights, which is kind of interesting. They're dimly lit now, but when you want to fire that light brighter, it just provides a path to ground to the transistor, or via the transistor, which is kind of cool. Same thing here. This is like trying to rub your tummy and tap your head at the same time. I'm not good at that. Here, we're finally up to some solenoids again. This is the GI solenoid. Coin meter, one, nothing happens there. Love the knocker. So that is all the solenoids. We have solenoids, lamps. I already tested the switches. Can test the display output, but we know that's working also. I'll throw this in for completeness. This is the LED test on Silver Slugger. Should work the same way on Title Fight too. And the sound test is very rudimentary. There you go. And that's it. So this System 3 MPU board for Rescue 911, it's 4 Opto boards and one of the Opto pairs. They're all good. Going to get them back to the customer. Thank you.